Month to month, box to box. This is how we live in the GLP-1 community. We never know when our coverage is going to get yanked from underneath us. Last year, it got yanked out from underneath me, and I had to go the compound route. I had to go to a telehealth. And what alleviated that financial burden a little bit for me was using my HSA card. I went to the hsastore.com to look for some electrolytes. ShedRx is there. ShedRx, the telehealth, is HSA approved and FSA approved. Ah! So I'm going to ShedRx, right? And I'm going to use my HSA, which alleviates a huge financial burden for me. And if you're interested as well, go to shedrx.com. They'll take great care of you. They've got fantastic doctors. And you can use the link down below in our link tree, or just go to shedrx.com and use my code, CAT50. Get your $50 off your first month.
We're going to start with inviting on Mary. So Mary from our community, I'm adding her now. Welcome, Mary.
Hey, thank you so much for having
Hey,
me.
Mary. We're so glad to have you. The floor is yours. Tell us about you.
Well, first, I just really want to say thank you for having me. This is so fun. Like you all said, we got together through this TikTok community. I downloaded TikTok last summer and I started getting on my FYP stuff about GLP-1 medications. I'd never even heard of a GLP-1 medication. So it was like wegovy and Mounjaro, and it was Sam loses it and Nurse April.
Oh, yeah.
Were on my page like real right away. And I'm like, what's this? This sounds really like me. Like, this is really interesting. So at the time, I'd been struggling with obesity. I love how you said genetic obesity. That's and predispositioned for so many things. Everyone in my family is obese. I have one sister, my mother, my father. I have 6 aunts, my uncle. They're all obese. Many of them have type 2 diabetic. There's just it just runs in my family. So I've recently been exploring that genetic obesity line more and more, and it's fascinating.
For sure.
Yeah. But so last summer I had gotten to my heaviest weight of 275, which I'd been there once or twice before. But last summer I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm so defeated feeling. And so I got on some medicine from a TV commercial. and then I started hearing about the GLP-1s. And I'm like, wow, that's just so fascinating. I want to see if maybe that could work for me. So I followed along for a few months, some creators, and then I ended up making an online appointment to talk to an obesity doctor.
Okay.
And it kind of went rolling from there.
That's cool. Yeah. So I'm curious what was everything like with the obesity doctor? Like, did you feel like they heard you a little bit more than maybe like another doctor that wasn't a specialist in the area?
Yes. So absolutely. So I felt like, just even getting in a conversation with her immediately jumping on, she was like, okay, so tell me about your story. Like, what have you done to try and lose weight in the past?
Yeah.
I'm like, I've done everything. I've done Atkins. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done the Special K diet. I've done Slim Fast.
That was the worst cereal.
The worst. I at the time I was on something called Plenity, which was like you take these gel capsules, like 9 of them a day, and they make you feel really full and bloated and horrible. It was horrible. So at the time I was on that, and I was like, I've done everything. Like, I've been on a diet since the first time I realized I was overweight was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been on a diet ever since then. I'm also very tall. So I'm 5'11".
Wow.
And so I'm like
really
a big person. I'm a big. That's when I first realized I was a big person was when I was in 5th grade and I was the tallest person in the whole school.
Oh, wow. Whole school.
And then the whole school, because 5th grade was the highest.
Yeah.
So then we went to middle school and I realized, okay, I'm not just tall, but I'm also broad. I'm a very broad person too.
I can relate.
And in elementary school, I'd been friends with all these, little girls. They were all my little girlfriends. And it just changed in middle school.
Yeah.
I relate to that too.
Yeah, I
And
can
they
relate to that too, and
became,
I'm sure a lot of people can.
yeah.
What has been your experience on the medications? Like, how have they helped you? In what way have they enabled you either with your health or your weight loss?
Yeah. So when I started in October, I started feeling the effects. I mean, immediately, I felt the food noise within 1 day. It was like, I
Wow.
didn't know that food noise was a thing. I'd never heard it called food noise until TikTok. I didn't know
Yeah.
what food noise was. I didn't know that I had food noise all day long. I thought everyone had food noise. And I mentioned on one of my TikToks before that, I thought I was like a foodie. I'm like, I just love food.
Yeah.
I think about food and I'm just like, I'm cool. I'm like a foodie, but I'm not a foodie because I wanted like McDonald's and
Yeah.
Wendy's and I wanted everything all the time and in huge amounts of consumption.
Yeah.
And my husband, I said something to him a couple days after being on this medication. And he was like, wow, I never knew you felt like that. Like, I didn't know you thought about food all the time.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing that I noticed right away. It was so quick. And then the second thing that I noticed right away was I was dealing with chronic inflammation and joint pain.
Yeah.
And that I didn't realize that it went away so quickly, but now looking back, like even after I'd been taking it for a month, I made the realization that I don't have knee pain anymore. I don't have just this chronic pain and inflammation. And my first month, I lost about 15 pounds. And I think it was all inflammation. My face just slimmed down. I was losing belly fat for the first time in my adult life because of PCOS. And things just started happening. Like you said, all these things that I had wanted to do, I have worked out. I have done intermittent fasting. I've done every workout in the world. I've done every diet in the world. And they all work to an extent. But as I got older and in my mid 30s and had kids and just stuff just stopped working. Or if it did, it was so incredibly hard to get the results like that other people were getting. And I was working just as hard. And, it was like, I just can't, nothing's changing, nothing's happening. So that was really tough too. And just seeing those results though, like I started sleeping better almost pretty quick. Some nights I still have insomnia when I move up
Yeah.
a dose, or some nights, I don't like, I'm not like a perfect little baby sleeping, but I have slept better overall. And I don't snore anymore. I used to record my snoring for sleep apnea. Like every night I would have it on this app that would tell me like how bad my snoring was that night. I don't snore at all anymore. It's so crazy. Just so many things that have changed in the last 6 months. And it's things that I didn't know were going to happen. I took the medication originally to lose weight. And now losing weight is like it's the thing
Yeah.
that started it, but it's not the most important thing by far. I mean, the way I feel, the
Yeah.
energy I have,
I've noticed that
not
too.
having that chronic pain and inflammation
Yeah, for sure.
is amazing.
What about like mental health wise? Has that improved for you? I've experienced that, so I'm curious if you have as well.
Yeah, I've talked about that a lot. I'm trying to be really open. Like I have really bad
Yeah.
anxiety. I suffered from really bad depression during COVID, especially. I used to be an assistant principal, so I had a very strong position and I was, interacting with others all the time. And due to some health issues with my second child, I stayed home for a while. And that really shifted my identity and like who I was, because I was a teacher. I was a teacher, I was an assistant principal, like that's who I was. And then when I wasn't, I didn't know who I was. And so I struggled with depression then. And then when COVID happened a year later, I really struggled with like, who am I? What do I do if I'm not a teacher? And now I'm a mom and I'm staying at home. And, it wasn't something that I had ever planned on. And so it really just like messed with my mental state of depression, anxiety. And then I found out at 40 that I also have ADHD. So those things all started coming into play with the Mounjaro as well. And I feel better than I've felt in my entire adult life.
That's fantastic.
Which
It
is
has
really
helped.
wonderful.
That's so awesome. Yes.
It really has helped. Yeah.
That's
And
a
that
true story.
ADHD, that diagnosis is hitting a lot of us later in life. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And I feel like some people even think that's kind of a trend. But
Mm.
in women, older women our age, who, I was a good student, I did everything I was supposed to do, followed the rules, but I have struggled my entire life with severe organization, procrastination, just cluttering. I leave piles everywhere I go. My husband calls me a pile maker. Like everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, here's a new pile, and I'll deal with that later, but I never do. Like
Yeah.
completing the
Yeah.
tasks and my executive functioning. So
Yeah.
I've always been diagnosed with depression or anxiety.
Mhm.
And I finally went to bat with
Indeed.
somebody last year, a specialist. And I'm like, you know what? Not saying I don't have depression or anxiety, but I feel like I'm always being treated for those things. And the symptoms are so similar. And so we got to the root of it and started on like low dosage of Adderall. And I was able to lower anxiety and lower depression meds.
Okay.
And now I still feel better, like the best I felt.
That's
That's
great.
awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I've definitely had a similar experience in terms of the anxiety. So I understand. And I know we did have Dr. Rosen on last week, and he specifically did mention that there is, they find like a
Good
strong tie
connection.
between obesity and with
Mhm.
ADHD. I
Yeah.
think we're learning so much about how everything's connected, you know?
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like still
like you
ongoing.
hear that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it really just
We're still
is.
learning.
Yeah,
It
we
doesn't
Oh
are.
yeah.
surprise me what we're finding out, like almost every day, if not every week, about what these GLP-1s are like as a benefit to us, like kidney health, heart health, mental health and everything. But you know what, Mary, have you noticed or have you been experiencing people treating you different due to your weight loss?
Oh, good question.
Um, that is a great question. I have noticed, I've noticed it not so much from my friends because I have yo-yoed for the last 20 years that I've known a lot of my friends and family members, but
Mhm.
I notice it more from people who I'm not close with. Like either just acquaintances I haven't seen in a while or even strangers. Like I feel like I get more positive attention, more doors being held open, more just like eye contact
Mhm.
and sincerity from people than I did 60, almost 65 pounds ago. And
Yeah, that's
that's
awesome.
kind of a hard pill to swallow too.
Yeah.
It's like,
It
wait,
is.
I
It's like it
Yeah.
was I
feels good, but
imagining
you're
that
also
before?
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
the other day, like I had a guy look at me. I'm married, so it feels awkward even saying that, but he was like the up and down thing, and I thought I haven't seen that in 10 years. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, why? I'm freaking
Right.
gorgeous all the time. Like what the hell? But
Right.
it does feel good, right? When it
We're
happens,
fabulous
you're
all
like,
the time.
I've been here
Right.
all
Right.
day. Like what the heck? Like, but
Right.
I mean, it is a weird feeling, I totally
Mhm.
can relate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's that other thing I used to always get, and I don't see it. Well, where men would say, "I love all women," or "I like women with big." I'm like,
Mhm.
why do you have to say that? Like, are you
Mhm.
afraid
Totally.
someone's going to come out of the wall and like joke you for finding a heavy woman sexy? Because that's possible too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my
Yeah.
gripes. I was like, I like big women. You didn't
Yeah.
have to tell me that.
It's like,
You could just
Yeah,
said I
totally.
just like you.
Yeah,
Or who's
right.
going to clown
Right.
you for doing that? Who's going to come out and joke you?
Yeah.
So yeah,
right.
totally.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the truth. I'm tired, but not like the didn't get enough sleep tired, although I have that too. I mean, the kind of exhaustion that feels like it's stitched into your bones. So for me, that's perimenopause. And honestly, also the high doses of GLP-1s haven't helped. And so I kept thinking, am I missing something? And it turns out, yeah, we naturally have NAD in our bodies. It's essential for energy, cellular repair, brain function. But as we age, we lose it, which of course is not fun. No bueno. That's why I've added NAD plus back in, and I've been going through Shed, which is a telehealth to do it, because this season of my life is about putting back what time or meds have taken from me. I'm not ashamed of it. Whether it's GLP-1, HRT, or NAD, I'm rebuilding the energy that I deserve to have. Now, listen, I'm not a doctor and I don't pretend to be one on this podcast. I always recommend checking with your medical provider to see if NAD is right for you. But if you go through SHED, you will meet with a licensed provider to be able to guide you safely. If you're feeling the same bone deep fatigue like I am, check out the NAD Plus with SHED. If you use my code, which is Kim40 at checkout, you're going to save 40%. It's also linked in my link tree. There's no shame in my game, just science support and reclaiming what's mine. I hope it works for you too.